It's no secret that interest rates on current accounts and saving accounts are terrible these days. In fact, it's been like that for several years now. When you take into account the effect of inflation, you actually start to realise that you're losing money by keeping your savings stashed away in these types of accounts. This is because the cost of everything around you is constantly going up, but the interest rate on your savings is not going up to match this. Trying to grow your wealth by simply saving and stashing your money is officially a loser's game. This is something that I was guilty of for many years, but thankfully I've now seen the light and I'm trying to fix things. Better late than never, right? So if saving your money isn't the answer to growing your wealth, then what is? From everything I've watched, read and listened to over these past few months, I firmly believe the answer is investing. If you want to grow your money and therefore your overall wealth, you seriously need to consider getting involved in the world of investing. So real quick, if you've not seen me before, my face, my videos, my channel, anything like that, my name's Ian and I recently started investing at the beginning of April here in the UK just as we entered lockdown. It made sense to me that this was the right time to do so. I mean, stock markets around the world crashed, everything dipped in price, and I was thinking in my head, with the knowledge I had then, which was very little, that it's a good time to be buying things at a low price to then hopefully be selling them at a high price later on in the future. I started this investment journey of mine with no prior knowledge of stock markets, investing, anything like that, and I've been documenting my journey right here on my YouTube channel since, in a way of keeping me accountable and also so I can kind of learn things quicker, sharing what I learn as I learn them, and then just documenting it to the world, to all you guys out there currently watching this on YouTube. I'm currently using the Trading 212 platform with a stocks and shares ISA account, which I opened just earlier this year, like I said, back in April time. I'll put a link to that in my description below this video, just in case you're interested in checking out the rest of the videos, checking out the playlist, and you can kind of see the progress I've made from that point up until now. So why is investing your money the right thing to do, whereas saving your money is a loser's game, especially when you look at a long-term view? Well, it all comes down to something that some of you may be familiar with, and that is compound interest. So compound interest is effectively a form of free money. It is interest earned on your interest. If you give it enough time to do its work, the effects are immense and they really do start to grow and snowball considerably. When you start to look at the true power of compound interest, something which Albert Einstein himself said is the eighth wonder of the world, you really do start to see the benefits of investing your money over saving it. To quote Einstein again, "He who understands compound interest earns it, he who doesn't pays it." Oh, just a fun fact for you guys, but I actually share the same birthday as Albert Einstein, the 14th of March. If anyone watching this has the same birthday, well done, that means we are all geniuses together, right? Let's now look at an example just so you can see how powerful compound interest can really be. This might help explain things if you're trying to figure out what all the fuss is about. So please note, the table that you're seeing just now, I did not create this. This is actually from a book that I'm currently listening to, which is called How to Own the World by Andrew Craig. The audiobook has an accompanying PDF and this table is included in that PDF. So this table shows us how things would look for someone who simply saves their money compared to somebody who invests their money over a certain number of years. Let's assume that both the saver and the investor start with a lump sum of £5,000. Going forwards, they both plan to set aside £250 a month. The saver decides to save this £5,000 as well as the subsequent £250 a month, and the investor decides to invest this £5,000 as well as their subsequent £250 a month. The saver puts their money in a current account, which effectively pays no interest whatsoever, especially when you factor in inflation like I mentioned earlier. They add their £250 a month to the same account going forwards. After 1 year, the saver would have £8,000, the initial £5,000 plus 12 payments of £250. The investor invests their initial sum of £5,000 and they also invest their £250 every month going forward. Let's assume the investor is putting their money into something like the S&P 500, which has an average annual return of between 8 to 10%. After 1 year, the investor would have £8,584 based on that 8% return. After 5 years, the investor would have £25,991, whereas the saver would have £20,000. Things get really interesting as the years add up. After 15 years, the saver would have £50,000 and the investor would have £103,731. As the table shows, the higher the percentage of return on investment and the more years invested, time in the market, the more attractive these returns get. Assuming a 12% return per year over 15 years, we can see that the investor would have £156,423. The saver would still only have their £50,000. The difference is absolutely insane. So that right there is the true power of compound interest. As your investments earn interest over time, you then start to earn interest on the interest of those investments, or a return on your return. If you keep your money invested and reinvest any dividends that you receive back into your investments, over time your relatively small amount of money that you started off with will grow into something that's pretty big. So it's Thursday work, folks. It's a Friday. I'd usually be drinking a beer by now, but yeah, I'll stick to the water and be good for the time being. Time really is your absolute best friend when it comes to growing your wealth in the stock market. This is why investing is not recommended for somebody who lacks any patience. If you don't have the patience to let your money sit and grow and work over time and let compound interest take over and do its thing, then really you probably shouldn't be investing at all. I really do regret not learning about this sort of stuff and understanding this sort of stuff when I was younger, because really if you can start at a young age and let compound interest do its thing, you'll be laughing when you're older. You'll be chuffed you did it. The sooner you can start investing, no matter what that amount is, the sooner you can put the power of compound interest to work for you. Slow, steady and consistent really does win the race when it comes to investing. As Andrew Craig said in his book How to Own the World, investing this way is a true to life example of the tortoise beating the hare. I'll link to this book in the description below this video if you're interested in checking it out. So there we have it, folks. If you're seriously considering growing your wealth, don't rely simply on saving your money, consider investing it instead. You will not save your way to riches. Just remember to please always do your own research. Your future self will most certainly thank you for it. So if you enjoyed this video or found it interesting or helpful, even if it was just a wee bit interesting, a wee bit helpful, please give it a like. Consider subscribing to my channel. I do lots of videos on this and sort of trading 212, investing, mindset, money, all that sort of stuff. If that sounds interesting, like I say, consider subscribing to the channel, and also please leave some comments below. I love chatting with all you guys, love building a bit of discussion and engaging with everybody, because at the end of the day we're all just trying to help one another. It's great to get that sort of community aspect out there on YouTube. So yeah, do all those things, and I really do hope to see you guys in the next video, and hopefully we can chat there too. So thanks again guys, until next time, we will see you soon.